Yes, after 7 years of utilizing the Macintosh for pretty much everything, I am actually considering moving back to the PC. Now, please know that this is PC hardware. Um, I am not 100% sure on whether or not that would be Linux or Windows. It depends on what I need to accomplish. And here's what I need to accomplish. Just the usual stuff, internet word processing and whatnot, and for the most part I've been using open source alternatives to Office and web browsing. For example, we've got Firefox that I use for web browsing. Uh, we've got OpenOffice that I use for as in place of Microsoft Office. I've got Pigeon that I use in place of AOL Instant Messenger. Stuff like that. So any computer can do that, right? And I'm looking at moving back to the PC because of the cheaper upfront cost. Now, for those of you who do not know, I am currently studying to become a teacher. And as rewarding as the career is on the inside, financially, we are at a disadvantage compared to a lot of other professions. So I'm basically preparing myself for a much lighter pocketbook, or, wallet. So that's another reason. Um, and I cannot believe I'm about to say this. For those of you who have known me for a long time, you'll probably be, get set for a shock. One of the other reasons I'm considering moving back to the PC is games. Yes, games. Let me explain. They've released a couple of games that I would be interested in for the PC. Tomb Raider is one of them. GTA is another. I don't know if they have Crash for the PC or not, but I have not played a PC game ever since the early 90s. I kid you not. The last time I played a PC game that I remember was the days of Tom and Jerry and the Blues Brothers and DuckTales for the Nintendo Entertainment System. We had that for DOS. What else? Commander Keen. Excuse me. Cold Shadow, and this was before the Super Nintendo version. Road and Track Grand Prix. Really, really old stuff. Some of it even came on 5.25-inch floppies. That's how old it is. And from what I'm hearing, a lot of people are saying that the PC is a major alternative, a major gaming platform nowadays, and it is so big that they've even got game pads for them. I've seen some of them. They seem to be rather interesting takes on the PlayStation and Xbox controllers. Now, as far as the gaming goes, understand that on a teacher's budget, again, I'm currently studying to become a teacher, but I already know the financial restraints that they have. On that type of a budget, is it even possible to afford a good gaming PC? Now, understand that gaming, I do not game all the time. I maybe hour, 2 hours a day, but that's about it. And I'm not into the first-person shooters. I am into adventure titles. I am into racing titles. I am into, stuff like that. Now, will I abandon my Nintendos? Absolutely not, because they're the only place, again, that I can get things like Zelda and whatnot. However, I am looking at a more mature gaming experience for those of you who may have not been keeping up. And, the Xbox and the PS3 certainly have that, but at the same time, they're, especially the PS3, they are quite a bit more expensive as far as consoles go. Now, as far as the PC goes, this would be a nice way for me to take certain titles on the road that Nintendo does not offer. But that would be basically future hardware. Now, as far as current hardware, here's what I'm thinking. I recently downloaded a demonstration, a single level of Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary, and I'm currently working my way around it. And it's a good game. Graphics are good. I'm getting used to the controls. Understand that I have not played a PC game since the early 90s. Now, as far as my current hardware for gaming, here are the specs. I've got OS 10 on here. I've got Windows 7 on a boot camp partition at about 30 gigabytes. I might increase that if I ever decide to get a bigger hard drive and maybe some more RAM. I'd like to continue having Windows 7 on here because there's PC-only stuff that I need. And a lot of people will say, well, just go ahead with Windows. You know, that is the gaming platform, is Windows. The issue here is not so much Windows as it is my graphics. With Lara Croft, it runs on the GMA 8100 just fine with shared RAM. With something like GTA, and particularly GTA 4, I saw the footage, I was just blown away. It was just so, dare I say it was so real. I mean, it was so full. And gaming, and as far as something like that, I really do not expect my Intel GMA chipset to handle it. But at the same time, were I to get a new system a few years down the road, because again, I do plan to use my Mac until it can no longer be used, and then maybe if something happens and I need to do it, I'll just go ahead and get a PC. But as far as gaming PCs on a truly slim budget, basically something with dedicated graphics would be nice. But as far as it stands with my Mac, can my Mac game in its present situation? Are my graphics powerful enough for a lot of the PC type games? A lot of the World of Warcraft is available on the Mac. I don't think... Was Crysis available on the Mac? I don't think so. One of the big ones was available on the Mac. I really don't remember. But a lot of the more interesting titles are available on the Mac. However, I will say the genres are fairly limited. All you've got is action and family. Now, I understand Apple wanting to cater towards the family, because overall the Mac operating system is easy to use, and it caters, and they want to cater more towards the family environment. I think Windows, on the other hand, is looking for that single-person, player situation, which I understand. I mean, they've got a far more vast title selection. And if you have not seen my pricing video, you will see that the Mac games are somewhat more expensive. But that aside, basically, is my Mac capable of gaming? Now, not so much capable of gaming as far as capable of something like... The absolute limit I would put on it is GTA. And also, do you think consoles will remain around? This is another interesting question. Do you think consoles will remain around? So yeah, I'm definitely looking at moving back to the PC because of the cheaper upfront cost, and also, again, one of the more interesting reasons, at least more interesting to a lot of my subscribers who may know me, especially if you know me personally, is gaming. I have not gamed on a PC since the early 90s. It's been a really long time. But it looks to me like the PC has the greatest chance of sticking together in this particular climate, because everybody has a PC in their house. All you have to do is get the games for it and possibly a gamepad. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at moving back to the PC, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Is this a viable option? I'd like to try and keep using the hardware that I have for as long as I can, but I do think my next system will be a PC running either Windows or Linux. Now, if I choose Linux, which is a very, very real possibility because I'm just not comfortable with Windows at this point. I like Windows 7, but I think they have a long way to go as far as making me happy in terms of viruses and whatnot. If I go Linux, how is Wine with games like Tomb Raider and GTA? Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome. Insults against me will get you blocked, and have a nice day.